Reset just happened and I wanted to be making an updated guide on all of the places that I usually will spend my Dawnium on, since people have been asking where to spend in, how much to spend, how much to keep, etc. I wanted to make an updated guide talking about on a daily basis where you should be spending as a free-to-play or light spender your Dawnium. So hello the internet, welcome back to the Waifus. I'm Sefhi, your favorite gambling addict, and that's going to be today's topic. I might make a different video talking about the well back later, which is a seasonal map that, you know, we can go later. Oh, now I'm gonna be forced here, but it's fine. I might be making a separate video talking about it. For now, I'm not making anything. It's simply, you know, it's a new island to explore as a seasonal content. That's it. Let's start talking a little bit about Dawnium usage and where you should be spending it every day. And we're going to start with the most basic one. That's going to be the material realms. As a free-to-play, you should be doing 2 extra refreshes on each one of them. 2 of them on all of them. If you are a light spender, what I would recommend it's 4, 2, 4, 4. This depends on how much you're spending. This depends on how much, you know, what resources you are missing specifically, and like I said earlier, how much you are spending. For some people, 4 might be too much. For some people, it might be not enough, and they might want to be doing more. To me, I usually do 4, 2, 4, 4. Sometimes I might only do 4 here to be getting more ore, but it depends on the day, right? So that is the first place that I would recommend you guys actually go for it. This is nice for progression on your seasonal score. This is nice for progression overall on your account when it comes not only to the gear but everything else as well. So that is the first place. The second place that I want to talk about is the daily dungeon. Now, this game is all about gear. It's literally nothing else. It's about min-maxing your gear long term, because every other system is just progress steadily every day, right? But gear is where a lot of the RNG to get good lines are. So I would recommend 99% of the days you buy 2 extra attempts, which is going to be a 250 Dawnium per day. This is usually. There are times you can skip doing them if you don't feel like it, or if a new dungeon is going to be opening soon and you don't want to be doing extra attempts because you're waiting for new gear. It's fine to wait. You don't have to do it every day, but I personally do it every single day. I like my dungeon runs, so I can try to get some good gear. Right, so that is the second place that I would recommend you guys actually do it. Now, the third place is going to be kind of based on your own server and guild, because it is actually the guild itself. So, on my guild, we recommend kind of as quote unquote for 3 donations. So the free one and 2 more. This helps the guild with resources, and it helps you because it gives you guild tokens you will be able to use in the shop. The more you donate, the more things you will be able to buy every single week here, which also translates to account progression. So it is really good, right? So it depends on what you are looking for. To me, honestly, right now, I usually don't get the bone trinkets, but I'm trying to get a dupe for Nick Axon, and I'm missing only 8 more. So, you know, I've been trying to get more pulls, and I might be buying some, but for now it's fine. Oh, we got a double heart, that's pretty nice. So basically we are missing 6 to go, and I finally can get my dupe. So that is the second place that I want to talk about, which is the guild itself, right? Your donations depends on your guild, and obviously don't forget to be doing your conquest attempts. That doesn't cost Dawnium, but, you know, help your guild and get resources with everyone. The next place we can talk about for both free-to-play and spenders is going to be Arena. Now, for Arena, if it's a normal day, I only do 2 resets, and it's 25 gems. It's pretty cheap. You can even do 4 per day, and it's not that much, right? But I usually do 2. If it's gonna be a day where the next day it's a reset, so not today but tomorrow, for example, I will do a max refresh and not use them. Wait to see if you can actually get as many tickets as possible for the reset, because on PvP reset you want to be max refreshing to be getting as high as possible when it comes to your score and where you are. So what I'm gonna be doing today most likely is, you know, probably fully refreshing, not touching them until tomorrow to see how many I can get, and then tomorrow I'll do the same thing. I'll make sure I'm not over capping past 20. I'm always at like 18 or whatever it is, but it's a good strategy before reset only, so you can on reset go and try to get as high as possible for the arena shop later, and not only that but for ranking and your seasonal score as well. So usually 2 extra attempts. If the reset is close, I will max refresh, but that's only if reset is closed. 2 days left, so why not? And I will not be using them right now. I will be saving. That is the next place I wanted to talk about. Now, the other one that a lot of people have been asking about is going to be the vendor booth, this one right here. There is 2 places you can spend. You're going to spend on the general tab with Rolla, and then you're going to spend on the vault. And that's the one I want to be talking about. Well, both of them actually. When it comes to general, you empty everything but the cooking resources, right? You buy those as needed. And ideally, you want to refresh a couple times every day with Rolla to get more resources. Ideally, this, as usual, depends on how much currency you have, where you are currently in the game, etc. I try to do up to 7 here, right? That's it. 3 refreshes. When it comes to the vault, once again, depends on how much you guys are spending and how much donium you have. Most of the time, you will be in positive even while buying all these things. This is a game that rewards you for spending donium on resources to progress your account. And it will reward you with more resources and more donium. What I personally buy outside the free stamina, obviously, it's this discounted, depends on what it is that day, bone trinkets for sure. The apples, absolutely, 100%. These resources for the material realms, same thing, I buy them. And then I tend to skip the refined ore because it's harder to need a lot of it. This is mostly for spenders. If you're free to play, there is way more value on simply grabbing these epic auroral badges and the daily gift, because you can even get purple gifts in here. And they are pretty cheap. And like I always say, there is a limit on how many gifts you can get for your characters. So if you can, I recommend getting them, but that's up to you. Now, the other item that is also, what is the word that I'm looking for? It's based on your daily account. It's gonna be the quest scroll, because it only depends. Situational is the word that I was looking for. It only depends on what commissions you get that day. Let's say you got a book, right? Or actually, let's say you got 3 or 4 books, which is super rare, but can happen, and you need 1 more extra quest scroll, I would buy it. Obviously, this is only when you need it. Today, I got lucky and we got 1 book. We need 3 of them in order to unlock the next character, but that's nice, right? So that it's only situational if you get enough missions you want to take advantage of. It's nice for the extra resources. But again, it's a lot of donium to spend, right? So it's kind of like a up to your account and situational content in this regard. So the other 2 things that I do want to be talking about are going to be actually the auction house, and this is a pretty good one, and then the kingdom shops. So auction house, this is not only for Wells but also for free-to-play players. You can buy a lot of things in here. You can buy a lot of not only like when it comes to the gems, but when it comes to like cooking resources, you can buy them with donium, and the cooking resources will heavily help you if you have cooking recipes unlocked to be cooking. So any of these ones that will be increasing HP, speed, attack, whatever it is, right? You can buy those resources as you need to keep leveling up. Because if you go here and I go, for example, to this one here, you guys will see that I go to permanent boost, right? And I have consumed 9 of this type of dish. So I'm still getting 100%. The next time I cook one, I'll go to 50%. So you want to be getting at least 10 of each, at least 10 long term you want more, but at least 10 of each. It gets expensive, but this is something you do long term. There is no rush. So this is something that I do personally slowly because it gets kind of expensive depending how much donium you want to be spending, right? So that's the other thing. And then that's what I want to talk about, which is not really donium, but people also were asking, are the kingdom shops. There is one on each island. So if you go here and you go into Drasilgard down there, every island will have its own shop, right? What I usually buy here, it's simply the potions or the equivalent, the potions, the drills, the maze to be opening some of those rocks. All of those items is what I usually buy. As you guys can see, I didn't buy anything else in here. I didn't buy anything else in here. Just bought the extra 2 potions. Level 3. I started getting other things because there is nothing else. So what I did is get the key because it's important as well. And then I got some of the cosmetics because I like the cosmetics. Cosmetics is a personal preference. For example, in here, I have 3.5k. I can decide, do I want another gateway key or do I want to have a cosmetic for my pirate outfit with the black cat eye patch, right? So it's up to you and what you like. I like getting the cosmetics. Same for this carrot hairpin. There is a lot of them. They help quite a bit, but obviously progression is going to be gated always with this. Now, the good pulls are nice. These are nice, but I prefer to get the extra statue, because if you open one more zone, it means that you can get more experience going. So, you know, I'd rather open here to try to open one of these hidden camp rather than having to wait or be getting less experience. So that's what I will personally be doing myself for the kingdom shops. Now, when it comes to Dawnium, that's everything I usually do on a daily basis. I don't use my Dawnium for normal pulls. I sometimes use my Dawnium for normal pulls here. When a new region opens, I try to buy, you know, maybe 500, maybe 1000, depends on what I'm doing and how much I have. Now, also important, I want to mention, if you guys get a merchant, and let me see if I can get lucky and actually get a merchant. If you guys get a merchant, it's important to also have some Dawnium reserved for that, because the merchant can have really good things, like actually really good things. It can sell you directly pets, it can give you really good dupes on your skills, it can give you like a bunch of different nice things. So I will suggest 100% to always save some Dawnium in case you get a good encounter with a merchant. And if you guys are curious, I added it to the website, but you guys have the table on the drop rates for the Destiny fruits. And as you guys can see, you know, you can get the usual resources, you can get relics, you can get elite bounty orders, the NPCs, the mysterious merchant. You guys can get Demon Lord bounty orders, which are even better for more resources, even ancient relics or a Lost Goddess statue. So a lot of really nice things you could be getting in here that I will say always make sure you have some Dawnium stockpile as a reserve for an emergency, right? So that's basically everything for this video. I usually don't use my Dawnium for anything else, but again, since I'm a spender, sometimes I might buy a multi if I need, or two, or whatever it is that I'm doing, if I don't mind spending more money that month. But that's basically everything for this video. As usual, we are live every single day. You guys have the links in the description down below. Any questions you also guys have, feel free to leave a comment and I'll be answering them later. Good luck with your pool dinner rates, and I'll see you on the next one.